Defund police. I want you to be open to the idea of defunding police. Think about what it might look like, what it means, and to be on board with the idea. Defund does not mean to disband or abolish, nor does it mean to reduce pay, retirement 401ks, or terminate positions. Defund means to reduce the overall yearly budget and to reallocate those funds into marginal communities, according to ABC News. Police brutality has become more evident in recent times more than ever. It's not something new, rather, it has had more exposure with the invention of the camera phone and the policies in place of body cameras worn by officers. Some examples include, but not limited to, George Floyd, killed in police custody on May 25, 2020. Police arrested the man after a convenience store employee called 911 after George Floyd had bought cigarettes with a counterfeit $20 bill. Police took a series of actions that include kneeling on his throat that led to his execution, according to New York Times. Eric Garner was suspected of illegally selling loose cigarettes on July 17, 2014. An officer was attempting to arrest Garner and used tactics that are banned by the New York Police Department and choked Garner to death, according to BBC News. Tatiana Jefferson, shot in her home on October 12, 2019. Jefferson was playing video games with her 8-year-old son when an officer responding to a welfare check entered her backyard and shot her from outside the house, according to ABC News. Police violence is no longer being tolerated by the people, and we want change. Something must be done in the form of consequence to bring about change nationwide. People are fed up with trying to change police behaviors and have turned to more radical options. Current policies in place to reduce police brutality, such as training protocols and practice changes, and the introduction of body cameras, are proving to be ineffective in reducing those behaviors of individuals. Proactive policing is a strategy implemented by police where police presence is heaviest and most aggressive in areas predicted to have the most crime. It makes sense. The idea is that more patrolling and more aggressive policing on low-level crimes would deter more criminal activity. However, according to a study published by Nature Human Behavior, challenges the narrative. The study examined a 7-week period from late 2014 to early 2015, gathering CompStat reports of over 76 NYPD precincts from 2013 to 2016 over that same 7-week period, and was found to show a reduction in major crimes when there was a sharp reduction in proactive policing. Protests. In the wake of killing George Floyd, people outraged and demanded change. Hundreds of thousands of people across all major cities, expanding over several weeks, were in protest of police violence. Marginal communities are the base of this violence and proactive policing. If marginal communities were where the problem lies, our focus should be on improving them. If marginal communities are breeding criminal activity, whether it be related to drugs, alcohol, burglary, moving violations, or grand theft auto and grand larceny, police begin to recognize these areas as ones to be expected to have trouble in, and in turn creates an attitude of ready to be aggressive when responding to these areas, which creates a cycle of tensions between the community and law enforcement. Why are these communities breeding such criminal activity? Could it be that they do not have the necessary resources to improve the quality of life in that area? Putting community programs in place with emphasis on education, mental health, addiction, and homelessness may be of great positive impact in these communities. Coupled with change in strategy on the police side to a less proactive approach may aid in reducing overall crime, as the study has shown, which will in turn reduce the opportunity for police violence. That is where reallocating funds from the police comes into play. The programs I mentioned above would require funds in order to be put in place, funds that have not been available in the past, hence why these issues have not been addressed, or not addressed in more importance. To wrap up, after understanding what defunding means, seeing where the issues that are underlying to police brutality are, and seeing how it could be applied to bring about change in community and policing strategy, I want you to keep an open mind to the idea. People want reform. Police brutality is out of hand, consequences must be had, and community issues must be addressed. The best way is to reallocate funds from the police into marginal communities. Defund police. Thank you for listening.